Alright, welcome back to the tutorial. So, in our previous tutorial we actually hit quite a nice little milestone. We can now go into this Kingdom Room 2 and we can battle our goon here. We can shoot him and he's gone. Now we still need to do some refining here, right? I mean, a couple of things don't quite add up. One, we just killed the goon, but there he is again. But two, we have to think about the user experience here. Is there any reason for why this goon is just running at you as you come into the room? I mean, if you're playing this game for the first time and you can't shoot, right, because theoretically Bob will have no weapon unless you've gone into this room somehow already and grabbed it from the chest, which you couldn't have because it would kill you. Watch. So the whole time you're getting the health potion there, where you went into the other room, let's say, and grabbed the sword, excuse me, there's really no way for the user to know what the heck is going on here. That's a pretty bad experience. So we're going to have to start refining this first sort of battle sequence a little bit here, and we've got to do that by actually turning off a couple of our trigger variables. Alright? So let's go in this and let's start refining our battle sequence. Let's go into the basic Kingdom Room code here. I don't think I need the layout room here, so I'm going to get rid of that and make some room. Let's see, we've got Goon Battle. So we want to turn this off, actually, right? We want to turn goons.battle off so that it's not running. So let's go ahead and find that here. Where's that taking place? I think this is current room 2. Let's open this up. Okay, goons.battle is going to equal to 0. That'll stop moving the goon around. It does give us another problem though, right? Because in this code here is where we're dealing with our collision with the goon and stopping Bob. So with this turned off right now, we can sort of walk through Bob, and we certainly don't want that to happen. I mean, we can walk through the goon. We don't want that to happen. So we're going to have to deal with that. We also want to shut Bob's attack down as well. And that, I believe, is in load game. And let's see. Right, bmanager.begin. Let's set that equal to 0 so Bob can no longer attack. And let's just do a quick check here to see how all of this is, how all of this looks now. So let's pretend like we're the user here. We just got out of bed, you know, maybe we're checking around the room, all this stuff. Yeah, we got that. We got a desk interaction here. You know, that's great. Okay, now I'm going to leave. You know, maybe I do go to the right here. Maybe I grab the sword. That's great. But let's say I come down here, right, again, to this first house. All right, good. So now it gives me a chance to sort of, you know, look around a little bit here, find a health potion. Again, have some fun with the desk. But then I come down here, and as you can see, because we turned that trigger variable off, we can sort of walk through the goon. We don't want that. The other thing is this. If we create an interaction here, right, let's say you hit the space bar and you're interacting with the goon is immediately going to attack once you trigger that variable. And if you're this close, it's a little unfair for the goon to start taking away your energy without you even knowing what's going on. So we're going to have to set this up also so that either Bob backs away, right? So you can talk with the goon here, but then we'll use maybe a timer to back away here to give you some spacing to move around, or maybe we'll start our dialogue right away as soon as Bob enters. Well, it's really up to us, right? But first things first, let's go ahead and let's start fixing this collision and start maybe doing some storyboarding here. Alright, so where do we do collisions? Well, we try to do collisions locally for each scene with an external event. So we've got Kingdom Room EEs, Kingdom Room collisions. There we go. We've got basic collisions with no interactions. This is not one of those. We need basic collisions with interactions. So let's close that up. Let's close this up too. We could further organize this, of course. We could add another, might not be such a bad idea actually, grouping. We'll put it up here and we'll call this one furniture. Move these underneath. We can keep the doorway on its own, that's fine, but then we'll add another grouping here as well. Let's just add, there we go, and we'll call this NPC, or enemy NPC. And let's add a sub-event here. Okay. And this is going to be for when Bob is in collision. Here we go. With a goon, right? And we are going to have to remember this first goon battle is kind of a false named NPC, right? It's sort of our first goon, but it really still is just another goon in a sense. So what we can do is we can add a variable here. Let me go to load game, show you what I mean. Let's see, where are we here? Goon battle. That's not it. Here it is. Okay. This variable here, which is admittedly a little confusing, the difference between goons.battle and battle.goon1. Battle.goon1 indicates that that first goon battle has not taken place yet. Right? So it regulates actually whether we create this goon or not. I'll show you, and that might make things a little bit easier. So we've got goon create also. So goons.create is equal to 1, right? We'll shut that down here. That takes care of our creation of the goon. And we really should be using that. We should be using this to indicate whether or not we need to create that goon at all. So right now it's set to 1. We should probably go to goon create, make sure goons.create is equal to 1, and we should be checking to make sure that global variable battle.goon1 is still equal to 1. Let me double check my name here. Yep, battle.goon1 is equal to 1. When this is equal to 0, we're not going to have to create this goon anymore. That goon's going to be defeated and gone. Okay? So we're going to use this trigger variable to say whether or not that battle in the house has already taken place and is done. Alright? Okay, so let's go back to our Kingdom Room collision code here. And let's say when Bob is in collision with a goon, right, we, at the very least, we want to move them apart, right? So we'll do common actions, movement. We want to stop Bob. And we want to separate them as well. Position. Separate the two objects, Bob and the goon. Now this will separate, this will give us the collision that we need for any goon that's in this kingdom kingdom room, which is nice. That should fix this problem here. Let's see. All right, so we'll go back in. All right, now the user can go into this room. And good, we can't sort of beat the goon here. All right, so we're going to want to start setting up our cutscene here as well, which we'll do more in depth probably in the next tutorial. We'll talk about the cutscene here. But let's just start setting it up at least to get us prepared. So we've got our Kingdom Room collision. When this happens, we're going to add a sub-event here and say if the space key is released, because that's the key that we're using as our interactive key. If the space key is released, we need to trigger something to start a cutscene or a dialogue scene. Let's refamiliarize ourselves a little bit with how we're doing our cutscenes. In Load Game, we've got our cutscene variables here for that Jane and Henry cutscene we did. And we've got 3 basic variables here. The .start indicates that we need to start running our cutscene code. The complete indicates that we've done that scene and it's over with. And the dialogue count will keep track of what number in the dialogue we need to put up on the screen. So let's go ahead and mimic that. And let's go to room 2 of our basic kingdom room, NPC battles. And let's see if that's the best place to do this. Yeah, probably is. Alright, let's do that here. Let's add a new grouping, and let's call this one cutscenes. Let's add a new sub-event, and let's create a couple of variables that we'll fill in next time. So this variable is going to be called cutscene goon1.start. Set it equal to 0. And then let's copy this and paste it 2 times. We need complete, and we need dialogue count. And I think we'll just do maybe one more thing here. Let's actually create our external event here. Okay, let's add a new external event. We'll rename it and call it cutscene goon1. Let's associate it with the basic kingdom room, and let's add it before I forget. We've got cutscenes down here already. We can add it right here in basic kingdom room. Link, there we go. Let's move it over. Cutscene goon1. Alright, let's add an event. Alright, I'm going to stop there for now. We'll start getting into the actual cutscene in the next tutorial.